everyone, it's Cara here. So I'm back with another video, and this is using this gorgeous cat image from Collage Soup, the Robotropica book. Now this is my Dina weekly ledger journal. I went to Lithuania last year and I did a couple of projects and I had some leftover paint, and that's also where I bought this ledger journal. So with the leftover paint, I just smushed it into my ledger journal and basically left it, and this is one of those pages. So this has got some sort of dark oranges and lighter oranges already sort of smushed on with what I think is a baby wipe in the background. And then those little diamonds would have come from one of the packaging of something from the same kit. So I tried to use up everything that I had. So that's how I did that. It was sort of little diamond mark making, and the black circles that are already on the page were done from just using the bottom of the little paint pots that the paint come in, just with a little bit of black that was left over. Now I've grabbed this Lattice stencil, which is just a cheapy one from the pound shop in the UK, and with the dark orange that I have, I've just added 3 spots of stenciling. So I just want to add a little bit more to the background because my plan is to have the cat as my sort of large focal point, and just put a couple of smaller sentiment sticker quotes on this page. So I've now got this stencil, which is a paper artsy one. It might look a little bit different to you guys because I've actually cut it down. As most of you know, I travel and I cut things so that they fit into the spaces I need them. And it didn't quite fit into my stencils packet when it was whole, so I cut it down so I could bring it with me. So yeah, that's why it looks a bit strange. So it's half of a stencil. This is a Tim Holtz stencil, and now what I'm doing is just adding a little bit more black so that those black dots are not the only black dots on the page. So I'm just doing some more dots, but these are more circular, and I'm just putting them in, again, those same 3 places where I've got the stenciling. With my stenciling, I tend to add it in 3 spots on my page. It draws the eye, and also odd numbers look really good in art, as most of you will know and have heard me and probably thousands of other journalists say. So I overlap my stenciling as well. So I've gone over the top of some of the lattice, I've gone over the top of some of the scrovels. It just helps tie this all in together and not just make it look like I've plonked some paint on the page. So here I am kind of auditioning where my little cat's going to go. At this point I feel that my page needs a little bit of white. So I'm just grabbing a couple of sponges out so that I can have a clean one for my white. I do like to have a crisp, clean sponge when I'm using my gesso. And I'm going to grab out, I'm pretty sure it's another cheapy stencil. I don't use that one, from Poundland. Yes, so this is the stencil I chose. It is a cheap one. It's from the pound shop again in the UK, and there was a couple of little bits of plastic that hadn't quite cut, so I just popped those out myself. Now, when you're stenciling, please make sure you don't put a lot of paint on. Look, that's what happens. Now, if you're quick like me and you dried the layers below, you can rub that off. And that worked well this time. But what I suggest you do, and I did do it, but obviously didn't do it enough, is dab off excess paint like you see me doing on the side now, so that the stencil is clear when you sponge through it, and no paint kind of seeps under the stencil, because that is what happened in that first lot of me stenciling. Now I'm happier that there's some sort of whitish tones to my page, but they're not, you know, brilliant white on my page standing out like a sore thumb. Anyway, this is my little cat. As I said, it's from the Robotropica book. I love the images in this. I don't normally do things with cats and dogs, but I've just fallen in love with the cat and dog images in this book. And there's also a couple of parrots that I absolutely adore. So I'm just sticking him on with a glue stick. Now, this glue stick is not very good. It's a Bic Glue Stick. I normally use Yoo-Hoo or Pritt Stick or even Elmer's. They are so much better at sticking for me. This one had to be done a few times, and even when I went back to take my finished shots, I noticed quite a lot of the cat head had to be restuck, so I've restuck that down again. I have now managed to get a Yoo-Hoo glue stick, so I've fully stuck it down with a Yoo-Hoo now. This is a Uniball fine liner in black, and I'm very into sketchy lines, so I'm just outlining my cat very, very roughly. It's not a precise line. You will see in the close-ups at the end that this is very sketchy and scribbly, and that's how I like it. If you want it to be precise, by all means, take your time and go around your cat or your focal image very carefully. And then I'm just doing a couple of lines around the eyes as well. You'll have to excuse my husband's feet. I've just noticed coming into shot there. He was walking back and forward to the pool, and yeah, my desk is right near the balcony doors, or the what they called, sliding doors. So yeah, you see his feet every now and then. Sorry about that. I'm just using a Stabilo All pencil to put some shadow in where there would be. So just in those gaps between the cat's arms and just under his face, there would be obviously a darker bit of shadow in. So I'm just adding some Stabilo All and water activating that with my paintbrush. Then I've grabbed out the same black pen but in the broad, just to again do those sketchy scribbly lines around the outside to give my page that little bit of a border. I do like bordering my pages. I'll use ink sometimes. Sometimes I'll use the Stabilo All pencil, but today it was the pen. So now I'm grabbing out any sentiment stickers that I have that are on a black background, because I felt that that would be fitting to my page. Now, these may look a little bit strange to you. They are, one set is Tim Holtz Small Talk, and one set is Art by Marlene quote stickers. They normally do come in a spiral bound booklet, but because of space when I'm packing, I cut that spiral bound off the top, so I've got individual sheets, therefore they are flatter to pack. So I just select myself out a couple of little quote stickers that fit with my quirky little cat, stick them into place. The two quotes I use are both from the Art by Marlene set. I didn't use any of the Tim Holtz ones this time. And then what I do is I grab my black fine liner again and just go around the outsides of those sentiment stickers. Again, just really scratchy, scribbly lines. Nothing's straight and perfect in my journal. And just to help those words pop out from my page, really. So I just want to say, while I've got you here, thank you very much for popping over to my channel and watching my videos. I really do appreciate it, and it makes a hell of a difference to me and the growth of my channel. Please, if you do like my videos, give them a thumbs up. By all means, pop me a comment. I love chatting to people in my comments. And, you know, subscribe to my channel and you'll get notification of when I go live, which is every Friday at 5. It is Moroccan, so I think it's Western time. So, but 5 o'clock every Friday for your Friday art escape. And here comes the close-ups. You can see those scribbly, scratchy lines around the outside. Like I said, nothing is perfect on this page, but I love it. And yeah, so as I was saying, just thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again next Friday at 5 for your Friday art escape. And have a great weekend, guys. Thanks so much. See ya. Bye-bye.